Next up, Russ and I are going to talk about the Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble. What did we get? Find out next.
It's good. I like it.
Welcome back to 4K Kings. My name is Matt.
I am Russ, and 4K Kings are in full motherfucking effect.
What'd you just say?
And welcome to your home of physical media. Before we dive into this Criterion sale, we're going to open the viewer mailbag. We always throw our email out there for all of our fans at home and all of our subscribers to send us something from your collection. Send in a question. Send in your love for physical media in any way that you would like to, and we will showcase it here.
What is our email?
It's 4KKingsYT at Gmail. Yeah, don't forget the YT. We couldn't get 4KKings at Gmail, so we had to throw a YT on there to really just ensure that everyone will be confused when they try to send us anything. Everyone's getting one of those, like, what are they, like mailer demons? Like, what? No 4KKings at Gmail? Mailer demon.
That's what's happening. That's why we're not getting any submissions.
One of our good friends out there managed to break through, Russ, and that's our good friend Jordan. And he sent in a question. Good day, Russ and Matt. What are your thoughts on this Jurassic Park Steelbook collection? I absolutely love part 1 and 2 so much, and Jurassic World wasn't that bad, but the other 3 in the collection are not that great. I own 3 of the 6 in slipcover 4K, but is it really worth it for this, $150 Canadian? I guess this is the question I should be asking myself and not you guys, but I respect your opinion, and maybe if I bought them, I could watch them all again in full front to back and have a newfound liking for even the ones I don't. Jordan wants to know if we would recommend this Jurassic Park Steelbook set.
Didn't we cover this when it came out?
We did.
Like
you had seen it.
Ago?
What'd you watch, Dominion? And you came and you went off.
I did. Yeah. Holy shit.
Our video for Dominion got like 300 views. People are like, we don't really care about Russ's thoughts or anyone's thoughts on Dominion for that fact.
Bless you. I'm so proud of it.
Let's get some revisionist love on our video. Let's get back and watch that. Let's push that to the top.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you my thoughts on this right now. Jordan nailed it when he said, he likes 1 and 2. The third was okay, and the rest were terrible. That's probably be my feeling too. For me, because I've only seen 1 and only care about 1, I would not pick this up because I only like 1. But I will say deep down, because I'm a box set guy, if you've seen even like 3 or 4 of these and they're even remotely okay and you just want to have that feeling of a box set, then yeah, go for this. I like it when they do steelbook, big ass steelbook box sets. I think those are cool. It's not for me. I wouldn't personally buy this, but I think that for what it is, if you're a fan, I think it's pretty awesome.
Don't listen to us, Jordan. If you're a fan of at least half,
yeah,
I would recommend that.
And I also like the philosophy of watching, if you're going to sit down and let's say have a Jurassic Park marathon, watching them all in a row versus, having like maybe like a 5-year gap in between when you watch them.
Oh,
kind of like binge watching something on Netflix.
Are the Jurassic Park movies done? No. If they're going to keep going, I'd say skip it, Jordan, because everything Matt just said about having a complete box set, it won't matter, especially if you like Dominion and you want to keep going with it. I would hold off.
That was mind-blowing.
Thanks, Jordan, for sending in that email. Good luck. So the Criterion sale, Russ. The Criterion sale is happening now, 50% off all titles. Russ and I are here to discuss what we picked up, what we didn't, and what we would recommend. For anyone that's not aware of the Criterion sale or when they occur, typically Criterion has a sale in February for 1 day, flash sale. Then they have their half off at Barnes & Noble in July. Then they have another 1 day flash sale, 50% off in October. And then November, again, the whole month for Barnes & Noble. At the same time, as we both know, Amazon price matches typically. And I will say, Russ, I blew it this year. I don't know if you remember, on November 1st, I sent you a text and I was like, Russ, no 50% off this year. It's only like select Blu-ray titles. It's only 30% off.
You were a bit premature.
I was very premature. And I mean, maybe that's a noob thing. Maybe there's always a delay. I don't know.
You just suffer from crippling anxiety and paranoia.
It's very true. When there was no sale, and on the second one there was no sale, I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go buy the 2 titles I really want, which are La Bamba and the others. The others was $34.99 and La Bamba was like $30. So then on the 6th, lo and behold, 50% off. I was just anxious because I really wanted to get the others, and I had been waiting since it was like a week before the sale. I was like, oh, I want to buy this now. Like, why isn't it on sale now? Like, this sucks. I basically ate it on $20 or ate it on like almost a whole other movie. So Russ, let's talk about what we picked up, shall we? I purchased 3 things, 2 of which are in hand right now, another which is a pre-order, but it's within November, so I still didn't get the sale because I didn't do it at the right time. So I paid $34.99 instead of $24.99. The others? and I bought La Bamba. First of all, I think something you said that Barnes & Noble around us doesn't have anything on the shelves. Like, you have to ask for it. It's like behind the counter. I've seen so many videos of other YouTube channels that do physical media that are all doing in-store videos, which really like hurts my heart. I wish that's always something I wish that we could have done. But in all of these videos, everyone's like, well, I picked up the others, others. Like, everyone got the others. So I don't feel special on that. I think everybody was after this one, and I am no exception to that. And then La Bamba, which I can't recommend enough. I love this movie. I can't say what a first-time watch on this would be like now for anyone, but I think it's solid. I think it's emotional. It's a great drama. Because you know the tragedy of it, and the story itself is kind of tragic, it does have a little bit of a melancholy feel, but there's a lot of really great moments too.
What if you're like me and you're a fan of films that feature asshole relatives?
No, shit, no, I want to talk about this right now. You're going to listen to me.
And then the last thing that I ordered, Russ, or shall I say pre-ordered, is Mean Streets. I kind of hem and hawed on this for a second because right around the time where it was coming due for the sale, which I missed, by the way.
You're a fucking jerk-off.
Second Sight announced their release for Mean Streets. We had known they were involved when we covered this initially because they like went in with Criterion on the transfer, and it was a matter of time before theirs was going to be coming out. So this is the Second Sight version of Mean Streets. When we saw the Criterion one, that art was so awesome. And as soon as I saw the Second Sight one, I was like, this looks goofy. That Criterion one gave me like a feeling that this one is giving me like an opposite feeling. When I looked into it further, this is the original poster art. And I did not know that, not knowing anything about this movie.
That looks better than I was thinking. But dude, the Criterion updated original artwork is fantastic. That's one of the best updated artworks I think I've ever seen. And unfortunately, if you live in the States like we do, I can't justify spending on shipping. I am a box guy over what Criterion does.
Not only the price of this is, you know, about $10 more to begin with, plus shipping. I can't justify that on a blind buy. Like the Criterion half off sale, which by the way I missed.
Fucking jerk off.
I'll still justify $34.95 instead of $24.99. No shame on this either.
No,
just
not
for
at
me,
all.
that's on the Criterion.
Exactly. Pick up one or the other, honestly.
Yeah. What were your pickups?
Interestingly enough, I went with only 2 4Ks and 3 Blu-rays.
Nice.
The recently released Todd Browning Sideshow collection, Sideshow Shock Show, Sideshow Shockers. It's the fucking one with freaks. Classic movie if you have never seen it. I look forward to jumping into the unknown and the mystic as well. If they're half as good as freaks, I will be satisfied. Like you, and we just talked about it a little bit, the others, I picked that up, another recent Criterion release. I also had to get the Martin Scorsese 4K of After Hours, another title that I waited specifically on this sale to pick up. This is kind of in that King of Comedy realm where it's underrated but not essential viewing. Let's say you're an alien and landed on Earth and you had no idea what films were. You wanted to learn about Martin Scorsese. No one's going to tell you put on After Hours first.
Really?
You know, you're going to get Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, etc. But After Hours is a, I don't know if it's criminally underseen, but underseen, deserves a wider audience. I'm a fan. The other 2 I picked up, and I talked about this when it came out as well on this channel. Outstanding comedy, satire, film, Hollywood Shuffle, Robert Townsend's masterpiece, co-written by Keenan Ivory Wayans. A lot of in living color people in this film. If you're a fan of that show and have not seen this, correct that immediately. It's as brilliant today as it was when it came out. My final purchase was the Jimmy Jarmusch,
Thanks.
Dead Man, and I actually just saw this recently for the first time. It's surreal, it's meditative, it's Johnny Depp plays an accountant, I believe, named William Blake. I was loosely familiar with William Blake because he was an influence on Jim Morrison, and when I was growing up, I was into The Doors, an existential Western, essentially with a man stuck in purgatory. This sounds kind of snobby in a way, but this is what I love. I love how Jarmusch, how Jimmy Jarms, he always adds comedy. It's always offbeat. It's always like an alternative indie feeling.
I get the shits every time, don't you know?
Last film of Robert Mitchum.
Those are some dynamite picks. And one thing I want to share with you is, you know, a side effect of me not being aware that the sale was going to happen is that I didn't buy nearly what I would have probably bought, which in hindsight is probably a good thing. But I only picked up 2 things with one as a pre-order. I had a lot more in my cart. Not that I was going to buy them all, but I had a lot more that I was at least considering that I had to put to the side. And I wanted to show those to you as well. And the people at home to tell me, should I at some point at least go back and check them out. First one was After Hours, surprisingly enough. I love Griffin Dunn. I know a lot of people were hoping for this. You mentioned you got it. I was so curious to check this out. At $24.99, I was like willing to give it a shot, but I held off because it wasn't $24.99 at the time when I was looking. Hollywood Shuffle.
He should do it.
It's another one that you got.
This one's bugging me. I know how big of a fan you are of In Living Color. Dude, you gotta watch this. Just blind buy this one.
This is the one? This is the one, he says.
There's no way. There's just no way in hell. I'm more sure of this than I am.
Is Griffin Dunn in it?
Yeah, how'd you guess?
I don't have any urgency to buy this, but it's always just there. Like, again, maybe a Christmas gift or something. Fast Times, Silence of the Lambs is another one. Breakfast Club also, I don't own that.
That was a big one. I bought that when it came out because the features on that were insane. There were like an hour and a half of deleted scenes. That's like a whole other goddamn movie.
I mean, this looks like something that would get 4K treatment to me, don't you think?
Yes,
like,
I would hold out.
And then Wall-E. What the hell?
Great movie.
I know. What the hell, Wall-E? Whether for me or maybe for my son for Christmas, I don't know.
Wall-E is such a fantastic film. Dude.
It is, and this was on the list too. So all these movies could have been mine, Russ, and they weren't because I'm a buffoon.
You stupid
What about some quick recommendations to the people? If there's any more room in your wallet, Russ and I are going to throw a few recommendations your way.
I'm going to start off with the classic film 5 Easy Pieces, starring Jack Nicholson, one of my favorite actors. This is becoming one of my favorite films of all time. It's heartbreaking to me. When I watched this movie, Matt, I saw a little too much of myself in the lead character.
That hurts.
It does. It honestly hurt, especially if you know this movie, the way it ends. I feel like it's a jarring title to jump into if you know nothing about it, because even the title sounds a little odd. 5 Easy Pieces is referring to music, like pieces as in songs. And basically Nicholson is a young, jaded, cynical man. He doesn't believe in anything. He sees through everything, and he doesn't hold on to relationships very well because of it. He doesn't relate. He doesn't attach to anything, and he's constantly looking at the front door. His family, like his parents and his sister, they're all accomplished musicians and successful. It's kind of like Good Will Hunting. He could be, but he just sees it all as bullshit in a way. And the term 5 Easy Pieces is basically his philosophy of all this shit really is you just learn 5 fucking things and you could show it off to anybody and it's meaningless. I see a lot of myself, sadly. I'm not bragging about this, but I see a lot of my worldview in this character. The movie's not championing it at all. It's a character study. I thought the ending hit me really hard. The way he kind of hurts people in the movie, it just hurt. It just made me I don't know, man. The movie, it's great. I'm teary-eyed. I can't talk about it anymore, Matt. Highly recommend. Karen Black is fantastic in this film as well.
Man, thank you. That's a very nice thing for you to say.
You sold me, Russ.
Interestingly enough, I saw it for the first time in my early 20s, and it didn't resonate at all with me then. I respected it, but it just left me kind of cold. And when I watched it again, damn near 20 years later, I guess more with the life experience I had at that point and kind of noticing my own patterns of behavior, it just fucking floored me.
I'm sitting here listening to some cracker asshole lives in a trailer park compare his life to mine.
He's Jack Nicholson. I mean, he's one of the greatest actors of all time. So I cannot recommend 5 Easy Pieces enough. At least watch it.
Look, give me a chance.
I have no idea if I'll ever be able to top such a great review / story, and
I look forward to it being edited all to hell
with that level of emotion. Well, for my recommendation, Russ, I'm going to recommend something that I believe I've slightly recommended before in other Criterion videos that we've done whenever we've showcased anything. And I don't know why this one kind of comes back to me in my mind every so often. I haven't watched this movie in a while. I wanted to recommend The Thin Blue Line. a documentary by Errol Morris. This movie, for whatever reason, when I saw this for the first time, just really like struck me like, I don't want to say deeply, but as a documentary, it was just one of the coolest documentaries I had ever seen. It almost felt like I was watching a movie, but it was a documentary. Not only is the story compelling and what the documentary is about, which is about a guy that's arrested for murder, and the whole movie is he's saying he didn't do it, and did he or did he not is what it's about. But the way that it's presented feels like I was watching a movie. There's like a Philip Glass score the entire time, which just really, again, elevates the material. That's a score that I could listen to on its own. And how many documentaries can you say that about? Like the soundtrack I want to listen to. Like that shit is like powerful. And just the story itself. I mean, the guy who is like mainly pleading his innocence is the main talking head the whole time. And he's basically telling the audience why it's not him. Him and a friend, they were out driving, and then a police officer pulls them over. The police officer gets murdered, and then the car drives off. And the whole thing is, you know, the one guy's saying he did it, and this guy's saying he did it. And it's like, you don't know who did it.
Maybe I didn't want to know, I don't know.
As they let the, you know, trial and all the details unfold, you become like really invested in like, God, who did do this? And they do answer it at the end. And that was like such a great moment. I feel like awesome resolution. I couldn't believe when Criterion was putting this out. I've never seen any other Errol Morris documentaries. I'd be interested to know, for any Errol Morris fans out there, another one I should check out. If it's anything like this, I'm sure I'd absolutely love it. So I would highly recommend it. Thin Blue Line. Thanks to everybody for checking out this video. Let us know what you would recommend, what you picked up for the Criterion sale. If you jumped the gun like me and wasted your money, let us know that too. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to feel better about my folly.
And let us know what you picked up in the comments. Let us know if we swayed you in any way to pick up our recommendations.
And don't forget to check out our Criterion collection video to see all the Criterions we own. If you didn't like any of these recommendations, go check that video out. We got plenty more.